If you've clicked on this video, chances are you feel like you have hit rock bottom. And strangely enough, I think that's amazing. This might sound odd to you, but trust me on this. This is a powerful place to be. Stick with me. You're about to find out why. Sometimes it's incredibly difficult to manifest from a place of satisfaction. When life feels comfortable and we're somewhat content or even happy, there's no rush. We feel safe. We feel like we don't need to push for more. Everything is okay, and that's enough. But that comfort can often be a double-edged sword. When we're in this state of okayness, we lack the urgency to make bold moves or take risks. It's not that we don't dream, we just don't have that raw, unrelenting desire to change, to grow, and to reach for something new. It's almost as though we've settled into the idea that this is all we need for now. But then, when we hit rock bottom, everything changes. We're no longer playing it safe. We're standing at the edge with nothing left to lose. In this space, there is no longer a comfort zone to even cling to, no illusion to hide behind. The walls are down, you're raw, and it's from this point, this place of deep vulnerability, that you find your most powerful self. With nothing left to protect, you can actually take risks never thought possible. You can leap, you can hope, and you can try things you once would have shed yourself away from. Because in this moment, you're driven not by comfort, but by a fierce desire for change, for something different. And that's where the magic begins. Sometimes comfort convinces you that time is infinite, that you can put things off, that your dreams can wait, it's not that bad. It sometimes whispers to you, you can do it tomorrow, you don't have to do it today, you can do it someday. And then you agree, because there isn't any real urgency to challenge the status quo. But rock bottom, it shatters the illusion of someday. It demands that you confront the now. It strips away the layers of avoidance and places your desires right in front of you. Suddenly, everything becomes clear. What you have been tolerating, what you have been ignoring, and how much of your life has been lived on autopilot. You realize that the version of you who was comfortable wasn't truly alive and wasn't pushing themselves to achieve their dreams enough. They were just surviving, managing, drifting away. But now you are awake. There is something so sacred about losing what you thought you needed. Because you may feel like you have lost a lot of things, but the one thing you'll never lose is yourself. And that comfort makes you cling to things, not because they serve you, but because they're familiar. You hold on to unfulfilling relationships, uninspired routines, limiting beliefs because they feel safe to you. But when those things fall apart, you begin to see how small your world had become. Rock bottom expands your vision. It shows you how much more there is beyond what you once thought you needed to feel secure. It opens your heart, it frees your soul, and suddenly what once felt terrifying, letting go, moving on, choosing differently, starts to feel like liberation. Satisfaction can actually quiet down your dreams. It doesn't necessarily silence them completely, but it turns their volume down just enough so that you ignore them, sometimes unintentionally, sometimes subconsciously, but it makes you not pay so much attention to them just because your life is okay. And sometimes you even feel grateful for it. And as beautiful as gratitude is, we sometimes can confuse gratitude for comfort. And we sometimes can't even tell ourselves that it's wrong to want more. that ambition is greed, that desire is dangerous. But rock bottom doesn't let you hide behind those illusions. When everything is stripped away, you remember what it feels like to want more again. Not from entitlement, but from soul level hunger. You start to crave meaning, connection, chance, opportunities. You crave the life you were always meant to live. And here's the paradox. Rock bottom hurts, but it also heals. It burns through the noise, the distractions, and the numbing behaviors that kept you disconnected from your truth. It creates the silence necessary for you to finally hear yourself again. That voice inside you, it comes back stronger. And for the first time in a long time, you listen to it. No longer to what the world wants from you, but to what your spirit is calling you towards. That kind of clarity doesn't come when everything is fine. It comes when everything is falling apart. So many people wait for life to give them permission to begin again. They wait for a sign, a milestone, a perfect condition, but rock bottom doesn't wait. It demands, it disrupts, it pulls you out of indecision and drops you into the deepest part of yourself. It's here, in this rawness, that you realize the power you have always had, the power to rebuild, to redefine, to reimagine, to reinvent yourself. From this place, you're not building a life based on what you think is possible. You're building a life based on what you know is necessary. You have experienced many different states before. You have felt times of joy, happiness, enlightenment, peace, and you have felt times of sadness, frustration, chaos. You know deep down that change is not just possible, it's something that is inevitable. You've lived it. The person that you were a year ago, a few months ago, even a few weeks ago, is not the same person that you are today. And this moment, no matter how heavy it feels, is no different. It may seem overwhelming right now, but it's simply another present moment. Just like all the others that have come before it, it flows right through you. The circumstances around you may look different. You may look different, but the power to evolve and to shift and to break free from those circumstances is still yours. You have that power within you. It does not go away. The power to create. No matter how low you feel or how high you are, that power is still always within you. You know you've been through so many hard times before and you have come out stronger every single time. And this moment, just like any other moment before it, holds within it the seed of change. And you are the one holding the watering can, ready to nourish it into something new. It's only you who can do this. And right now, in this very space, you have the ability to shift everything, to choose a new path, a new mindset, a new way of being. You are not defined by where you are today. You are not trapped by the weight of your circumstances, no matter how they might appear. Your current reality is a reflection of a moment in time, a moment that can and will change as you make the conscious decision to transform. The beautiful thing to remember is that life is fluid. Nothing stays stagnant forever, and the challenges and the struggles you feel are just temporary. The beautiful thing to remember is that life is fluid. Nothing stays stagnant, and the challenges and the struggles you face are just temporary. They are but one chapter in a much larger story, and if you've been to the rock bottom before, you know how quickly things can shift from here, how in the blink of an eye, a new opportunity, a new perspective, a new energy can emerge and completely alter the course of your journey. You are capable of rising, of moving through this darkness, because you have done it before. And this time, you will do it with even more wisdom, strength, and grace. In this place, you realize that rock bottom isn't a permanent state. It is a launching pad. The depth of your struggle is simply the soil in which new growth can begin. You have already been through the worst, and now you possess a resilience that you didn't even know you had. This is your moment of rebirth. You've faced adversity before, and you have come through it. And now the strength you've built from those experiences is here to guide you. You have not suddenly lost all your knowledge. You know what you've been through. Use it to your advantage. You are no longer bound by the past, nor by any of the limitations that once felt so suffocating. You have the power to reshape your life in ways you've only dreamed of. Because you know deep down that you are capable of more than you ever realized. And just like the Thor, you can move from this moment of pain to a place of possibility. The choice is yours. This is the beginning of a journey. One you're more than ready for now. In fact, now might be the perfect time to explore new states of being. States of joy, peace, abundance, and purpose that you haven't yet experienced, or perhaps haven't felt in a very long time. The beauty of hitting rock bottom is that it clears away the clutter, the noise, the distractions, and the expectations that once held you in a rigid space. Now, with nothing left to lose, you have the freedom to reinvent your life in ways you never thought possible. You don't have to stay tethered to the old versions of yourself or the limitations that once kept you stuck. This is your invitation to explore new dimensions of who you can become, to step into greater alignment with your authentic self and create the life of your dreams. Now is the time to step into your greater self and fill your life with nothing but fulfillment. Because when you have nothing to lose, when you feel like you have lost everything, when you feel like you have hit rock bottom, you're no longer so attached to these labels that your old life gave you. You're no longer tethered to that ideas of, okay, I'm not going to strive for more. This is the place that I'm in right now. This is the life, this is the way my life has to go. This is the way my life has always gone. All those labels disappear. It's like you've got a clean blank canvas that you can create from. Because the beauty of hitting rock bottom is that you can no longer go any lower. You've hit rock bottom, that's it. And that means the only way is up. You cannot possibly go any lower. And from this blank canvas, imagine what it would feel like to live a life with deep sense of peace, to be rooted in joy, to walk with a sense of purpose that lights you up inside. Because from this place, it is possible. And here's the real secret about hitting rock bottom. It's honest. There's no pretending down here, no filters, no masks, no playing roles for other people's comfort. It's just you stripped down to your most essential self. And from that place of truth, you get to ask the real questions. Who am I now that I've lost what I thought I needed? What actually matters to me? What kind of life do I want to build from here, this moment? Not the life that looks good for others, but the one that feels good to my soul. Rock bottom clears away all of the illusions. It tears away the beliefs that were never really yours to begin with. The pressure to be perfect, the fear of disappointing others, the obsession with control. Those things crumble here, and in their absence, something incredible happens. Your real values emerge. Your real priorities take shape. You're no longer living from autopilot or fear. You're choosing from presence. You're seeing the world and yourself with brand new eyes. This is the perspective that rock bottom gives you. And one of the most mind-blowing truths about hitting rock bottom is that it reveals the depth of your capacity. You thought you couldn't survive this, but here you are, still breathing, still showing up, still trying to work through this just by clicking on this video. This is your proof. You're still searching for the light. That means you are already stronger than your fear ever gave you credit for. In fact, most people only discover the magnitude of their power when life forces them to reach for it. Rock bottom introduces you to the version of you that isn't afraid to fight for yourself, to rebuild, and to become. And perhaps that's the greatest gift of all. When you rise from here, You rise from here, you'll never see the life the same way again. You will not take peace for granted. You won't ignore your intuition. You won't tolerate things that drain your soul. You'll see beauty in places others overlook. You'll feel gratitude in your bones, not because everything is perfect, but because you remember what it felt like to lose everything and still keep going. And that feeling you will get when you have finally made it, you will be so proud of yourself. The universe is not punishing you by bringing you here. This is an initiation. It's calling you into a deeper, more aligned version of yourself. One that isn't built on survival mode or people pleasing, but on radical authenticity, trust, and spiritual strength. What if this breakdown is actually your breakthrough? What if rock bottom isn't the end of your story, but the place where your real story finally begins? So let this moment be the turning point, because you've decided that this pain will not go to waste. You'll use it. You'll rise with it. You'll create something beautiful out of it. And one day, not long from now, you'll look back and say, that was the moment everything changed. That was when I finally realized I met the real me. So as you sit here, in the quiet, after the storm, just take a deep breath and realize this might be the most important breath you have ever taken. Because this is the breath where everything begins again. It's a clean state. This is the moment the universe leans in closer, waiting to see what you'll do next. And what you do next is very powerful.